Now, there's another video, which is, maybe something that you all should listen to on your own, because I don't have a projector. Although, I don't know how to connect it to the... Tried that. I could try doing that. I've never done it before. Liz Mojo. Let's see. So I can do that. Tons balls in here. Let's see. TV. Okay, don't worry about it. I don't know how to work that thing. I didn't know how to put the video on TV. So I'm going to also link top 5 signs you're true Gemini on my page from Ms. Mojo. The next video is also from Deborah Silverman that I just want you to hear, which is just a basic understanding of Gemini. And also, there's also a video about the anxiety of Gemini, which we're going to take a look at. Okay. Okay. Okay, we don't want that. I don't want to deal with it. Okay, so this is the basic understanding of Gemini.
Gemini, what can I say? You are the everlasting child. The innocence of your mind, the fun factor, the ability to move your body, the physicality, the fascination over everything keeps you very young. Now, on the downside, you're a little fickle. You change your mind, forget where you're going, you can't find your keys. Oh well, on the upside, you keep us constantly stimulated.
Oh, and also, now on that last video, the Gemini impression, even though it was a little difficult to understand, and maybe you can watch it and try to slow it down, how many of you found that was relatable to you? How relatable was it for those who are, Gemini Sun, Moon, Dominant, whatever? Whatever it is in your chart. So how many found it relatable of what they heard? How many found what was said, to connect to you? Like, you possess that. You have the same interests and personality, and do and talk the same ways, and whatever. So, okay, wonderful. So, this is a little bit slower. This is just the basics, just information of Gemini here. So I just want you to hear it.
Gemini, what can I say? You are the everlasting child. The innocence of your mind, the fun factor, the ability to move your body, the physicality, the fascination over everything keeps you very young. Now, on the downside, you're a little fickle. You change your mind, you forget where you're going, you can't find your keys. Oh well, on the upside, you keep us constantly stimulated, no one can be bored when you're around, and you find everything in this life interesting for short amounts of time. So if we think about it, children are the way that keeps this planet happy. Life would be so different if you didn't have the sound of the child's giggle, or the funny things that they say, or their sweet hug. That's what Gemini is, the perpetual child that came in with a fascination with every part of this reality, wanting to understand, ask a million questions. So, I want you to feel free. You feel free cards to one, be childlike, two, ask a million questions, change your mind, change your outfit, change your relationship, but most of all, change your point of view constantly to see if you can't rise up the right vibration. That's a Gemini's dream. They raise vibrations, and they make us all so happy to be around. So, don't let anyone tell you, grow up already, because your art is staying young with wisdom and combining the ability to be young and youthful with the wisdom of learning so much from all that you've studied. If you like this video, then be sure to join the
Okay, so I hope that you found that informative, and I think that was pretty self-explanatory, because that was just the gist of understanding Gemini. And one of the things that I regret doing, and one of the downsides why it might need like an earth to ground, is because it starts something and then it just loses interest really, really quickly, and it just moves on. And that's kind of the negative. That's kind of the lesson to be learned from going against Gemini. Or the downside is the inability to kind of stick to something and focus on it. And I think that a good Capricorn or Virgo or a Taurus would be really, really countering to the Gemini, in my opinion. So we're going to take a look at kind of the older versions of Gemini, and then how it can evolve, how through the polarity of Sagittarius, through everything else, how can it become more evolved, or raise itself up, or learn from the lessons of its polarity, for example. So we're going to take a look at Gemini in all areas of life: child, adult, parent, in school. We're not going to get to all of them, and the rest you can read on your own. But in the world, in daily life, at work, all of those types of things. So in all of the different scenarios and circumstances, and all of those different life areas, like Alina's. So that's what I want to just say, first of all. So the child who's fascinated by everything, fickle, asks a lot of questions, like to read and speak and talk and all those types of things. It is the air child. If Gemini had a last name, it would be Earhart. So that's what I wanted to have you listen to for that. And somewhere down the road, maybe in June, Gemini's dominant month. The dominant month is always the month of a season or a sign that has the most dates of that sign. So May would be the indominant month of Gemini. There was there was less dates, and then June there was more dates, because it goes from the 1st through up to the 21st. That's more than, say, the 20th or the 21st to the end of the month. So that's what I mean by dominant and then indominant. So we're living in the indominant month right now. So that's what I want to do. Now also down the road, we're going to look at the anxiety of Gemini, because all the different signs and everybody experiences anxiety in one way or another, and that's something that we're going to really understand is, I mean, if you're Gemini, or if you're Gemini dominant, or if it's a powerful placement, and you feel that anxiety, and what is the medicine for? What is understanding it? Not killing it, but just understanding where it's coming from. What is it's how to make it better, how to treat it. So that's what I want to say for now. So this is all of the videos that we're going to be looking at. Now, on to the next part. I know this is a very, very long meeting, and normally these meetings will not be so long. They'll be pretty short and, tightly cut. But since this is the very, very first one, obviously. So I just wanted you to hear a couple videos of, just about Gemini, and we'll also look at Gemini, the secret superpower video, probably tomorrow. So tomorrow, actually a couple days, we're gonna look at Gemini, the secret superpower. But I just want you to get a feel of just what the sign basically is, what it basically stands for, what it means. So, let's see. So Gemini basics, we've already done that. And so also poetry. And then the Gemini song. So, there's some poetry, going with, the weather, Gemini, that we took a look at way back in Taurus, Aries season. I wonder if we should do that. Maybe we'll just do it. So let's see. Poetry. So, this is a video of Gemini, just a song for Gemini, and so what it's basically is music, and then some guy, with an elegant, refined voice reading poetry, to accompany the song that also going with the sign. So you may like it or you may not like it. Some like it, some don't. It's like whipped cream, almost. That's what music is. But also coming just the time coming in mind. Cheesy music. So can you hear poetry for just a second?
5 key senses, 5 versatile fingers.
So, trying to decipher what that is. So, the poetry is 5 keen senses, and then 5 merciful fingers. I believe that is. That's not even spelled right.
Gemini, adding up the day, patient to be better.
Okay, I'm just writing this down as you're going through.
Gemini.
So, I'm gonna guess warm from the winter wind, and then a cool wind. So I don't know, I'm just kind of guessing as I'm going along.
Bringing chaos to its knees with thought as clear as crystal.
So, I'm gonna make stuff up. Who is Crystal?
Cool as water. Straight line vision. Camera eye. Total view. Say it like it is.
That doesn't make sense.
Gemini. Mercury swift.
Oh, here we go.
Final.
Okay, so there's a bit of poetry that doesn't make sense. So, here we have the poetry. I don't know if you cared for the music of it, but, here we go. So, with poetry. So it says, 5 keen senses, although that really doesn't make sense because that's Taurus, because they're always the really sensual ones. So 5 keen senses, touch, taste, smell, hear, see, you get it. To be able to talk and to be able to feel things and have a curiosity about things and touch, smell, see, all with fascinating alien curiosity. 5 meaning, I think this is 5 meaningful, is it figures or fingers? Well, we obviously need fingers to move things around. Figures. Gemini has meaning, and its words have meaning, obviously. An intent on what it's saying and point across all of this kind of things, and to will remind us to keep it light and fun and positive. Adding up the day. Adding up the day is going with the time of year. So the days are getting longer, the nights are getting shorter. Now in the equinoxes, spring and fall, the days and the night are equal. But we're getting to be summer, and the days are longer, nights are shorter, and winter the days are shorter, nights are longer. It's opposite. So summer and winter are the opposite extremes. One's super duper hot, one's super duper cold. And including the colors and the sights and the weather and what goes on and all the extra stuff with that. And then the equinoxes are when everything's temperate. Temperate is a real word that means not too hot, not too cool. Kind of in between. So, patient to be done. Patient, I can't wait for this day to be done because it's so long. Let's see. Well, kind of skip around with it. Cool wind. So I didn't know if you felt some of the wind, but it's cool wind. It's kind of, cool and clear and, fun and lighthearted and all that kind of stuff. So, Mercury Swift. Well, Gemini is, very swift. They pick up quickly. They move from one to the next. They have a good, high-powered mind and wit. And they, always really good at stimulating and occupying themselves. And, as I said, their mind, they're very, very fast. They're very, very fast and fun and, wild and childlike. So I just want to go through that. Hopefully you found that artistic. And that also is very Gemini as well, what we just did. And then, let's see, what is the last thing? Okay, so that's done. So, the very, very last thing that we're going to be doing today is we are going to be getting into just the slightest bit of reading. The very, very slightest bit. Now, here, let me just erase some of this information. Here. Some of this information. Now, every sign has a little saying. It has like I whatever going with the sign. So Gemini's is I think. That should be obvious. Because, I think that I used it. Gemini rules the brain. I think that it rules the mouth and the brain if I had to guess. But so I think, thinking. And, thinking is kind of the root of speaking and communicating, putting a message, finding, what words to think of, analyzing critically, all those things as well. So that's one thing that we're going to look at. So I'm going to move this out of the way here. I'm going to move the board out of the way because we don't need it. And the next thing is, it's warm. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the, kind of have a little brain break. So I just want you to hear some pretty music. This is kind of a little brain break. So this is, it's called Trisket Trio. And it's basically an orchestral company. Like a group, an organization that makes songs for all the different signs. So, it's classical music using violins and all that stuff. So, they have one for Gemini, so I just want you to hear it. Maybe think about how this is very alien, wild, and childlike, and, just think about how it ties to Gemini, how it ties to Gemini as we're going through here. Isn't that kind of neat? Okay. So that was one thing. Now the next thing that we're going to listen to is Just Peachy. It's Just Peachy. Which is, let's see. Let's see. Okay, here it is. So, Just Peachy is a YouTube channel of an Australian woman, and I played this song for everyone before on Friday. But for those of you who are not here, were not here, I'm just going to play it again so you can hear it. And as we go along, we will take a look at these different lyrics. We're not going to analyze them today, right now, but we might do that another day. And in here we'll practice skits and concert songs as well, adding into everything that we're doing in the class. So just hear what it sounds like. So it's called Gemini and I.
Social butterfly, so very this time, anything but done, with a restlessness, no time to waste, forget the finer details in my head, speak my mind, share the knowledge I find. I'll listen to everything, keep it interesting. Gemini, my social butterfly, so very versatile, anything but dull. Gemini, am I? My imagination is wild, like my inner child. I tend to change my mind. I'm known for being kind. The need for excitement is my main concern. Everything and anything, a desire to learn. I'll spice up your life with my playfulness and eternal youthful devaciousness. Gemini, my social butterfly, so very versatile, anything but dull. Gemini, am I?
So you heard that. Now, we're going to talk about that another day. We're going to talk about the lyrics another day when we and, all of the Amenton, and, for those of you who I don't know, sitting in a separate room watching the Intercom, we will go over, the lyrics and what they mean as an Amenton collective. But here, we won't do that, although we will maybe talk about them a little bit. But I want to save that for, the collective, whole Amenton. I just wanted you to hear that. And I don't want to, take any more time and, talk about the lyrics right now. Because we have plenty of time to do all that stuff. So now that we've done that, I want to draw your attention to the board again, just to kind of introduce you. So we have a couple projects that we're going to be doing. Okay, so one of them is going to be Famous Gemini, which we're going to be doing in June. I'm planning to do it on June 12th. So it'll be one day when you're in here, and you're going to be working in here, and you're going to be researching a famous Gemini. And I'm going to kind of make this light and easy. Well, I'm going to make a document saying, like, who is this person, basic gist of who they are, what did they do, what did they say.